World War II ended with the signing of Germany's Act of Unconditional Surrender on May 8, 1945. The surrender of the Third Reich marked the end of the war in Europe, but there was still fighting with Japan.
W gruzy zawaliło się zło.
Evil had collapsed into rubble. The Third Reich, which had begun World War II in close consultation with Soviet Russia, was receding into the dustbin of history.
Na śmietnik historii.
World War II began on September 1st, 1939, with the Third Reich's attack on Poland. The implementation of the Fall Weiss Plan would not have been possible without the Soviet guarantees contained in the secret protocol of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which was signed on August 24th in Moscow. In it, the territory of the Republic of Poland was divided between two totalitarian regimes, Germany and Russia. They were two systems, despite what many people thought, similar to each other. One needed Lebensraum, the other world revolution. Their common goals met during the Hitler-Stalin Pact. Poland was the first to resist Germany and suffered the most severe losses for it. To this day, Poland has not received any compensation. In a report on the losses suffered by Poland as a result of German aggression and occupation, the value of damages was estimated at more than 6 trillion zloty. I think this is a certain process that we have set in motion, which has to continue in progress over the next weeks, months. And we simply have to make German politicians, the political class of journalists, aware that this is an unresolved problem. Analyzing Polish war losses, one cannot ignore the crimes committed against the Polish people by Soviet Russia after September 17th. It is high time to unmake history, written in accordance with Russian propaganda. Soviet Russia has never borne responsibility for the crimes it committed. For decades, it did not admit to the Katyn massacre. May 8th or 9th should not be a holiday for Poland, and what the Civic Platform did in 2015, that is moving this holiday from the 9th of May to the 8th of May, is a purely cosmetic procedure. This holiday should be cancelled because it is not true. Poles continue to fight for freedom. This is the idea and the deed of the cursed soldiers, continuing until the 1950s. The acceptance of the Soviets into the family of the victorious countries after World War II and turning a blind eye to its crimes still hiccups the West today. Hungary, Berlin, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, Afghanistan, Chechnya, Georgia, Syria, Crimea, and finally the invasion of Ukraine. This is the history of Soviet and later Russian imperialism after World War II in a nutshell. Taking children away from their families, resettling them in Russia. It's unbelievable. This is 2023, and that is terrifying. This is not history. It is happening now, and we don't yet know what the future may bring. The West should have learned the lessons of history long ago. It is impossible to do business with Russia because the mentality of this nation has not changed for several centuries. Moscow is still trying to revive the Soviet Empire. The conflict in Ukraine also has international significance. With each passing year, China is becoming a stronger player in global politics. A possible defeat of Ukraine, a nation so strongly supported by the United States, could embolden China to expand territorially, such as attacking Taiwan. The world has entered an increasingly polarized arrangement around the U.S. and China. The international security environment is becoming increasingly complex, uncertain, and interdependent. War in Europe was supposed to never happen again. It was hoped that it would serve as a warning to humanity, and especially to Europeans, who experience its atrocities the most. Last February 24th, the Russians reminded us that peace and freedom are not given once and for all.